Hey guys, PrinceofMacedon here, and we're going to do a Rome Total War Online multiplayer battle. And this is a continuation of my previous battle, where I featured a Julius Caesar versus Scipio Africanus type what-if scenario. And this time I decided to reverse the armies. This is a different opponent though, because my first opponent left after the first game. But this time I will command the Scipii Romans, and this will be representative of Scipio Africanus's his Republican army. So what do I have? I have the army that my opponent had last game. So I've got, what is this? 4 units of Principes. They are silver, 4 units of Hostati, silver, and here's some of my V-Lights. I have 2 units of V-Lights, and one of them has a bronze defense upgrade. At the very back I have 3 units of Triarii, and they are silver upgraded. Then I've got 2 squadrons of these Equites. There's one here and there's one on the other side. And they are gold-silver. And let's go look at my opponent's army. This is the army I used in my last battle. And these are the Julii Romans. So, as in the previous battle, my opponent has, let's see, these are the Julii Romans. This is Julius Caesar, so he has 9 units of early legionary cohorts, and they are all silver. And then there is a early legionary first cohort unit back here. There he is. And he is bronze silver. So, yeah. I know that in Julius Caesar's time he would have had cav, but the difference here is that I wanted to get rid of all of the non-Roman elements, like get rid of all the barbaric elements and just have it, you know, full-on Italian versus Italian armies here. So these Romans here, commanded by Julius Caesar, they do not have any cav. They don't have any auxiliary support. It's just the legionnaires versus against my troops. And my guys are marching here. And by the way, this is the Southwater map, in case you missed it in the first battle. Same map, same everything, same upgrades. Everything's the same, just different commanders. But yeah, with the Scipii Romans, these guys, I wanted to stress, like in my opinion, I think these guys had the added edge of being a little bit more flexible because they have cav, at least Roman-born cav. Like if you take away all the auxiliary elements, I think the army commanded by Scipio Africanus would have had, you know, a little bit more flexibility because they actually have Italian cav. So I'm going to give that to the Scipii Romans here, or shall I say Scipio Africanus. So I'm going to come forward here. So you guys saw in the last battle just how vicious these early legionary cohort units are. Like they can tear right through the Hostati, the Principes, and the Triarii. But yeah, you have to like if you're going to take the role of Scipio, you have to use your cav to the utmost. You have to micro them better. And by the way, this is made for 10,000 Denarii. I just think it's better for balance. If I'm doing a historical what-if battle, I think, you know, this money helps for balance better. But you can see my opponent. This is I'll just call him Julius Caesar. I'm gonna let him be anonymous. But he put his first rank of early legionary cohorts into loose formation in order to absorb my javelins, because I do have the javelins. But yeah, I put my V-Lights, or my V-Lates, whatever, I put them in the front. I'm going to spread them out in loose formation here. And I've got a similar idea, but I'm going to absorb his Pula with my V-Lates. That way I don't feel too bad when I lose these guys, because these are just like cannon fodder units. I don't care what happens to them. I'm Scipio Africanus, I can do what I want. So just behind them, I'm going to bring up the rest of my army here. And yeah, crucial to this battle is controlling my cav unit, my cav arm. Like these guys cannot die. If these guys die, then it's just gonna be an infantry versus infantry battle. In which case, Julius Caesar will just slaughter my infantry. All right, so here comes my Velates. Going to see if my opponent left his auto pila on, and he did. So he's wasting his pila on my Velates. Now he's going to bring up his loose formation early legionary cohorts, and I'm going to retreat my Velates. these guys do not want to fight with these guys. These guys are mean, and they will kick the crud out of my velites in a sword fight. Now I'm gonna bring up my next line here of Hastati and Principes, and I'm going to throw my javelins at these guys. If I can blow away one entire unit of legionary cohorts, of early legionary cohorts, then that will give me a slight, slight balance in the infantry department. But as I said, it's really about controlling my cav if I want to win this fight against Julius here. Yeah, before you guys complain, yeah, Julius did have cav, but they were barbaric. And as I said, I wanted to make this, just Roman versus Roman. And plus with 10,000 Denarii, there's not much you can do with that. Alright, so now I'm going to bring my velites on the flanks of these, the rest of his legionnaire body here. And I want to see if he still has his auto pila on. Look at these guys. Looks like they're going to form testudo here. That's what it looks like. Let's see here. Yup. Clink, clink, clink. Alright, so yeah, I've got my velites on the wings of these legionnaires here.
We're being attacked.
Yes, we are. So I'm gonna lose this guy, but that's fine. Losing some jab guys, it's really not that much of a big deal because I don't care about them. Alright, now I'm bringing up my equites down the wing here, and I'm going to start and initiate the infantry fight. And remember guys, his guys will tear my dudes apart if I let them fight like this for too long. That's why it's crucial that I get my equites into the mix. So I've got my guys tossing their javelins for the flanks. He's going to rush me with his early legionary cohorts. Or I thought they were going to rush. I'm going to rush him instead. And so I'm doing the same thing here. I'm using my infantry to help screen my cav movements. Now I've got my cav behind his army, which is what I want, but he still has a reserve line here, so I can't run into them because those guys can tear up my equites if I let them. So I'm going to crash into the backs of those early legionary cohorts on this wing and on this wing too. Look at that, kaboosh! So here's the situation. I was crashing into his wings, and in the meantime my opponent tried to respond by chasing my cav with his reserve units. But in doing so, this formed his army into a more linear formation, which is better for my cav to launch hammer and nimble strikes. So you have to manipulate your opponent in this kind of situation here. Because if I let him keep his reserves in the back, then my equites would have no targets, which meant my infantry would be sitting ducks for his infantry. So here I achieved some success here. I started to rout one of his units, and that was the stepping stone for routing his entire army. I'm going to continue with my hammer and nimble strikes here. Yeah, now that I suckered his reserves into combat, yeah, I can launch these hammer and nimble strikes a lot easier than I could at the beginning. So here's what's going on here. I even got my Triarii in the fight. The Triarii here, they're just here to pin his infantry down. Like, they really can't fight those guys head on like that, but with the cav support, they can. So I'm going to toss in my velites. They stopped routing, and they want some revenge on these early legionary cohorts. Oh, get some of this, my friends. Oh, that hurt. Oh. So yeah, that charge right there caused a more massive rout there, which frees up these infantry guys to swarm his remaining infantry. So here's the situation. He's gonna crash into his guys.
The
enemy general is retreating.
This is no way for a leader.
So it looks like Scipio Africanus wins this engagement. And of course, this isn't, really what would happen if these two met each other. This is just a fun little thing that I'm doing. I like to do this from time to time, like have what if historical scenarios, but that's why I made it like this. Like switch armies, so that it's a lot more fair.
This is a crushing victory.
Good game to my opponent. Thank you for doing this for me.